Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching these channeling videos. They're always going to be monthly, and you can still send in your questions to orioncouncilanswers@gmail.com. Please limit yourself to only a couple questions and refrain from sending too much background text, because I've gotten so many personal stories that I can't possibly read everyone's psychic experiences. This is why I'm working on Orion.com doing live webcam psychic readings, so check me out there if you just want to chat or take me into a private reading. My name is Star Helper, all in one. Second thing is my third book is now in print. It's called Starring You, and this is more of an art book, but it's got all my self-love tips because it is a self-love guide. So using kind of strange humor and fairy-like elements, you've got 88 pages of unique stuff. I like to read a little excerpt for you guys. Orion Council here. Hold on, please. Thank you. Alright, we are ready to answer your questions. How are you today? Friend, it has been a while, has it not? Yes? Orion Council has been waiting to communicate. How are you today? So it is.
Great. How are you, Orion Council?
Alright, we are simply alright. Actually, we are fantastic because we are always in a state of unconditional frequencies, alright?
So you ready to receive questions?
Are we ready? We are so ready that you could not possibly imagine the preparations that have taken place on our side of things. Alright? We are ready for your questions. So
okay. Beginning. Can we really summon ships, and if so, how?
One moment, please. Alright, we have some of us who are wanting to answer that question because it is a very exciting one, so some of us are more excited to answer that question. Hold on, please. Yes, Orion Council members all here together, but we will deliberate on who answers this question. So, as you can see, some of us have a different tone, and we are communicating on what is best answer to give to humanity at this time. Ready or not? Here we go. Answer to your question has to do with the climate, alright? So in certain climate regions on your planet, there are fluctuations in the air, and we would say that several hundreds of feet up in the air you have a climate change. It is a significant change. You can measure it on your devices, and once you hit this climate change, this is where the frequency is where you could say it isn't as dense, it is closer to your Earth. And so when you are in the less denser areas, you have abilities that you do not have here as you are closer to the Earth. So some of you would say, Orion Council, does this mean I can summon ships while I am in one? And we say, of course, but at this time many of you are sitting down and you are focused in homes and you are indoors, and we'd say it is easier when you are in a reality that is not as dense, in a climate region where several hundred feet up in the air there is less density. That is where you have abilities beyond the ones you have perceived here in third dimensional reality. And as you have asked, how is it that I can request that the universe show me my family from the other realms? We want to tell you that universe is always listening. Are you listening to the answer? And many of you want to be in a state of lesser density so that you can hear the answer, and that is why we say higher in the skies the answer is clear. So we are always communicating. Many do not listen. Listening is a skill, and to become a good listener, remember, the climate regions are important in answering this question, but so are your mind faculties. We want to go deeper into this answer, but we feel there are many questions that need to be answered. So we will take our time to answer another one. Thank you. Orion Council here.
I have a interesting question for you. Is Bigfoot real? Are they physically here on Earth, and why?
One moment, please. Yes, they are real and they are on this earth. Many of you would say that is impossible because I have not seen them. As we have said previously, many cannot hear because of the density. So, as you have many different densities in different climate regions, you have different spirits. But we say they are not simply spirits because they are having a very real experience. And some of them are in between dimensions, and some of them are travelers, and some of them have abilities that you cannot perceive because they choose not to show themselves. All right? Thank you.
Okay, question. What are the pillars of light that have recently been spotted around the world?
All right, one moment. Some of these pillars are from the green ray of creation. Most of them are from the green ray of creation, and lots of them have to do with a heightened sense of awareness. That is the request of humans at this time, to have a heightened sense of awareness, and so these pillars have been given to humanity to expand their thinking because of the level of simplicity on your planet. People are wanting complex events to happen, but we say that when we show us a simple ray of light, people make it very complex. Yes, it is simply light from the green ray to for those who are simple thinkers to expand their minds. And we say it is not so complicated what we have done here. We are simply reflecting the reality, and we are simply reflecting and answering the requests of humanity at this time. As in, we, those of us who are observing and wanting to assist the ascension on your planet Earth. So it is.
Okay, next questions.
Yes, we are ready for your questions.
Okay.
We love you, Orion Council here.
Okay, I seem to be noticing repeating number sequences, like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Am I receiving coding, or is my mind playing tricks on me?
One moment. As in codes, many of you are interested in the DNA codes because you are saying, I am a healer and I understand the healing codes required to help other humans accelerate their wellness. Some of you would say, I'm receiving codings in this way. I'm receiving my own knowledge about who I truly am on a very smaller part. Let us say, when you are tuning into the structure of DNA codings, you are tuning into the smallest part of who you are. And certainly, smaller does not mean less important. Many of you connect to great beings of light, and many of you connect to codings. So, to answer your question, when you are sensing the numerical sequences in patterns that are making sense to you, but you are not sure why they are making sense to you, remember, there is a reason for everything, and we want you to know that some of these sequences are not for DNA, some of these sequences are for you to connect to higher self. And you'd say, Orion Council, what a simple answer, because I have learned in my experience here that these all have a very specific meaning, and you were talking about simplicity, so give us a simple answer, why don't you? And we want you to know that in all of this simplistic behavior of channeling and talking to all of you here through these electronic devices, we still want you to know that sometimes your higher self is showing you the path, and we say continue on and continue into the future as you are noticing these number patterns, because higher self is saying, all right, now time to accelerate your awareness, time to love yourselves, and time to assist one another on your planet Earth. That is the meaning of most of the numbers, but some of you say, Orion Council, that is not true, because the 222 means that I have a very high frequency, and 555 means that I am going to survive another day. And we say, all right, friend, if this is how you see it, we will not argue with you, but we say higher self guiding you along your path. So it is. Thank you. Very good question. How are you today, Orion Council here?
Excellent. Next question. How can I get in touch with multidimensional beings?
One moment, please. Alright, as you are following the patterns that higher self is giving you, you will notice that sometimes your reality is shifting, because you'd say, Orion Council, as I follow my guidance, I want to connect to other realms because it is exciting to me and because I know they are real and I just feel it. And so we want you to know that when you are connecting to other realms, things change in your reality. Some of you forget what you are doing and you are in a moment of simply being with all that is. And it is a beautiful pulsing of light waves. And you say, Orion Council, exactly. How did you know? Because we are also in that current of reality. However, at the same time, some of you would say, Orion Council, I do not understand this concept of oneness because I am in one human vessel, I am not my neighbor, and I am not my parent, and I am not my own child. So who am I? Orion Council, explain yourselves. We want you to know that when communicating with beings in other dimensions, they are reminding you that we are together in the same current. That is a sign that you are contacting other beings when you are feeling the connection, when you are feeling that perhaps I will consider someone else before I distract them with some issue that is not relevant. Also, some of you would say, all right, Orion Council, that is a nice intellectual response, but what happens on a scientific level when I'm connecting with non-physical beings? Because I must know the science in order to have that connection. So we would say, it is a DNA sequence. Have you all figured it out, friends? The number codes, all of this is connected, and some of the DNA sequencing must be arranged correctly in order for you to have multidimensional contact. So many of you are thinking, alright, Orion Council, when will they find it out? Have they already? And why is this being kept secret? What we want you to know is that there are many books about this. There are many subconscious messages given to you in the channelings, friends. Remember that those beings who are channeling for the love of humanity are giving you codings, although they are not in physical form. So, friends, this is a feeling that you have. When you are listening to someone, when you are reading a book, when you are looking at a painting, there is coding in there, and it is to connect you to other dimensions. So it is not simply the DNA sequencing, it is the energetic patterns that exist everywhere. You must look to where you are sensing the heightened sense of awareness, where number patterns are appearing, and when you feel that something unusual is happening, and I cannot explain it, but I feel as if I am a part of all that is. In that sense, you are already becoming aware of realities beyond this one, because the other realities have accepted this fact. Thank you.
Next question. Is it true that there are some beings right now beneath the Earth's surface melting ice from the poles?
One moment, please. Hold on, please. Yes, indeed, there are beings that are inside of your Earth, but they are in another dimension, as we have explained it. So, some of you, in your meditations, are sensing the heightened sense of awareness, and you are sensing, I'm connected to all, but now I'm becoming aware of the multidimensionality, and I am aware there are beings somewhere here on the Earth, and I cannot see them. Is it a Bigfoot, or is it a person underneath the soil? Who is it? Where are they? As we have explained multidimensionality somewhat to you, we will say, yes, indeed, there are beings, there are Bigfoots, and there are people inside of your planet Earth, but your perception is not oriented towards the center of the Earth. Some of you are concerned, well, are they influencing our reality here? Yes, because they are all a part of this creative process. However, is there value in knowing that they are affecting the North and South Pole and the magnetic field of the Earth? Well, the toroidal field of the Earth is developing Let us explain it in a difficult way because channel has not the science. There are flaps and folds in the torroidal field. When these flaps are interwoven at specific earth points, the magnetics affect those folding patterns. Alright. Now the beings that are being asked of in this question by this very specific individual in the country known as Mexico, this person is asking Orion Council, why is it that certain earth points are heated while others are cold? Hold on, please. Because higher self of this person is very much aware of the toroidal field of planet Earth, but has not yet remembered their deep knowledge of the subject. So let us explain that in the past life, this person was measuring the changes in the flaps and folds of the energy field, and this was on a quantum level. So this person is trying to remember that past life where they were mapping this sort of data, and it has been difficult in this life because there is not much information on it. So, for those of you who are working in the quantum field of reality, inside of your Earth there is somewhat of a dial that determines when the flaps and folds will change. This is why there are heat patterns towards the north that have not happened in quite some time. We have answered this question. We are not allowed permission to answer anymore. Thank you.
Do I have one more question?
Indeed, yes.
Okay. What do you think about Ormas? Is it necessary? Is it safe?
One moment, please. Alright, our answer to this is very simple. You see, this energy responds to the intent of the individual creating it. It is more sensitive than some of the gentlest creatures on your planet. So when you are saying to a cat, I don't want you here, the cat doesn't seem to care really because the cat has a mind of its own. But if you were to say this to the frequency of this substance, it would perhaps not function according to its highest potential, because you are saying, I don't believe in you, and you are not real. And so it will become unreal. Alright, we think we have answered this question. It is a sensitive material. Use it with all the love you have.
How can we transmute the damage Gaia received from the huge nuclear catastrophes?
One moment. There are a few times a year when you receive news that part of your planet is suffering, and we understand that it has been difficult for many of you because you came here as earth spirits who want to help the plants and who want to clean the oceans and who love the animals here, because you say we must respect one another or else we won't survive it. And for those of you who care so much about this earth here, we want to remind you that the Earth is a very, very powerful planet. The Earth was not helpless before you came here. You all have come here to assist one another, and simply your realization that help is needed is your energy frequency. Someone who is concerned about the planet Earth has an energy field that says, I love this planet and I love the beings here. It is your energy that was needed here because you said there is something that I need to do here because of the love that is. And many of you would say, I cannot take this news, it is not in my reality, I cannot accept this news. When you read the news and you are someone who is concerned about the love there is, ask yourselves, is this love an all-powerful love, and has Earth received the love that I have to give to it? There are some distractions here that want to upset you because you tend to forget you are an all-powerful being here and you are making a change simply by existing. So you would say, Orion Council, that is not enough. Existing is not enough. We must plant seeds in the soil, and we must dilute the ocean with a new substance in order to clear the debris that is settled at the bottom. Some of you have ideas about methods on how to clear nuclear waste, and some of you who have the means to clear nuclear waste. So for those of you who have the means to clear the nuclear waste, we would say, when you are practicing forgiveness on yourself, remember that every day you have the option to help someone else, and you have the option to assist the environment. So be easy on yourselves. During these times, some of you tend to overexert your help, and you tend to lean out the window and say, I'm helping the world, and then you go to bed and you say, I'm sad again. This is not helping the planet, because, as we said, it was your energy that was needed. You see, the plants, and as we just mentioned, this very interesting substance you asked of, this responsive, sensitive substance, we say, this is coming to your planet, alright? What you have asked us, what exists in this bottle, this is coming to your planet. The sensitivity is returning, and many of you are feeling it, and that is upsetting because you say, I don't enjoy nuclear waste, I don't enjoy it. That is the sensitivity. And you see, those who have the means to clear these wastelands are becoming sensitive, and they're going to be very upset with themselves. So you must tell them, please forgive yourselves for not clearing it sooner. We practice forgiveness here in this new frequency, and we assist one another. And although before you did not consider it, you have tomorrow. You have tomorrow and you have today to change your opinion of yourself. And when you do that, the energy field responds to those who forgive themselves. And ultimately, that will begin the change and the shift, because your energy field will affect those who are in position to make adjustments. And we say to those of you who continue on with sensitivity and the love of this planet, simply remain sensitive. Do not overexert yourselves. Do not lean out the window, because somebody has to drive their vehicle, alright? Thank you. We are complete, so it is.
Thank you. Do we have one more question?
We are finished. Thank you very much.
Okay.
We love you. Orion Council here. As always, you are welcome to communicate with us any time of day, any time of night, and we are here to Have you heard of the latest trend? Forget Agent Provocateur, the uber sexy lingerie line. When you have the tried and true, just released, hot to trot new brand called Self-Sabotage. I just made it up, and it's what everyone's wearing. Think about it. How many of us release a part of our creativity into the world only to call it outrageous, crazy, or weird? These aren't high vibrational words, but everyone's using them. When I discovered this trend, I realized it is a deep program not only in Western cultures, but exists in almost every person and is a part of our shadow side. It's that little analyzer part of our brain that's supposed to compute simple tasks and should be used to progressively get through our daily lives. However, we tend to overuse it. With all the caffeine and sugars in our diet, we prolong the use of our frontal lobes, thus creating anxiety, stress, tension, and illness. How many of you have felt like meditation is something that feels almost like you have to force it? If not, you're way ahead of the game, because the average American does not take a siesta during the day and most definitely forgets to meditate for at least 10 minutes. They say, oh, I don't have time, or that's silly, when in fact that 10 minutes could be the time it takes for them to solve a major issue, recall some forgotten task, or get in tune with their intuition. How good would it feel to just release and let go every now and then? This agent is an undercover special ops program which infiltrates our creative process, gets in the way of practicing real behavior, and is something that the age of Aquarius no longer requires. We've all tried on this I'm not good enough suit, and honestly, it doesn't really fit most of you. Why don't you try on something more comfortable and vibrant, like that new scent, Truly Authentic? I made that one up too. I swear it screams fabulous. On Amazon. And onto channeling.
أبلشنا بالسيجمنت بعرف سببي مش جاية أقولك وشرلة فيا أدقي فهمت متى أقولوا مروا تاينكي تانكي ترو بوزو أشيتا تانكيني I flirt like a Hindu, cool like a Mexican, tantric massage like you